every moment. It's a changeless moment of being zero. Before one plays a hero part, Baba says, you have to be zero. And zero means absolute. The position of a witness with the Supreme Parent, with the Supreme Father, is the position of being zero. To experience one's state of being zero, it's possible only in the company of the Father. In that the being has no relationship with any contents of the mind. There's no notion of good or bad, no notion of happy and sad. And because there's no relationship with what the being witnesses, then the being doesn't bind himself to any experience. Any feeling. Any passing phenomenon. So sometimes he finds some moments, some days, mind really wants to serve. And some days, mind is a renegade. Wants to betray at every moment. But because the being has no bondage, absolute, beyond the duality of the mind. He's uninfluenced. This is the safest and the truest place to be, being a silent witness with Baba. I, the being, has no relationship with any images that come in the mind. No relationship. Because the being is image. The being has no relationship with any sounds. Even these words, what are they pointing to is more important than the words themselves. Know your truth of being forever still and forever silent. In that knowing, all the bondages, all the confusions, all the ignorance dissolves. And mind also becomes free to serve the master. Right?
So which Murli were you reading yesterday?
April 14th, April 21. Yeah.
That's the PU Vani, right? 14th April.
Yeah. As a person who leads a group who has a different opinion. Exactly, actually, that's the beautiful meaning of renegade. Yeah. Mind has a different opinion today. It doesn't matter. It is too many opinions there, too many opinions, too opinionated mind is. I, the being, has no opinions. I have no opinions. Opinionless, observing the opinions of the mind. Yeah. Imageless. For me today, there was lots of images that were popping up in the mind. Yeah. And I could see Baba saying, look at you, you're the imageless one, and you can see all the images. Anything wrong with them? No. They're just images. See the fictional nature of them. Can you see the fictional nature of them with Baba? Yes, Baba. This is how. But the one who's communicating has no image himself. Yeah. So Baba is saying that in a film, all the different named actors, do their own acting, and when you see them, it is not that you would dislike some or be happy with others. Is it like that? No. You know that that is just a play in which each one has received his, her, or her own good or bad part, which is a mind's language. In the same way, you also continue to watch this eternally created film as a detached observer in a constant and cheerful stage, child. Sorry, we read this, right? No, we were almost there. So you know that this is just a play. In any gathering, imbibe all these points very well, child. Look at one another while seeing each one's divine form. With the knowledge of experience, imbibe all the divine virtues. When Baba says imbibe means be the embodiment of it. Yeah? Imbibe doesn't mean Rini has to imbibe some virtue. Be the embodiment of it. Yeah? With the awareness of your aim, let the divine virtues of being peaceful, humble, patient, sweet, and cool emerge. The main foundation for being the embodiment of patience is wait and see. Again, who can be patient? Who can be patient? I don't know if Sister Neeru knows. Her camera is on.
Soul, it's a quality of soul.
Yeah, quality of the soul. Yes, it's the quality of the soul. And what else?
Is my camera off?
Yeah,
One who is detached from one's part.
one who's detached from one's part. Yeah,
Okay.
One who is with Baba.
one who's with Baba. The one who has patience is absolute. Yeah, only the absolute one can have real patience. It's not the virtue of a person who's very patient. No, not that virtuous person. Because there are many people in the world who can be very patient. Right? But that's not the patience Baba is talking about. Patience of being able to see one's own duality of the mind without judgment. That is patience. Can you see the impatience with patience? Then you are patient. Yeah? So that patience Baba is talking about. So you have to try hard to remain stable in this stage of a detached observer over a long period of time. So do you see now what Baba is saying? What is the practice over a long period of time? Being a detached observer of your own inner world and then outer world, of course. So in a play, each actor has to rehearse beforehand in order to play the part he has received well. In the same way, in order for you lovely flowers to pass the difficult exam that is to come, you definitely have to rehearse beforehand with the power of yoga. And power of yoga means zero. And hero means seeing everything without being scared, without being judgmental, with very impersonally seeing everything. Yeah? So in a play, each actor has to rehearse beforehand in order to play the part he has received well. And this is happening in every moment, huh? In every moment you're experiencing. Baba is using me in this moment. I'm feeling Baba speaking. There is no person identity in between speaking. Can I check that? There's no person identity listening. Can I check that? Can I see the person on the sidelines whilst I and Baba is pouring whatever he wants to pour on the being which has no personal identity, who's no one and nobody. Now Baba can use that no one and nobody very easily. Yeah? Sorry, I need to pay attention. People waiting. Yeah? So I am that no one and nobody. Now I'm that beautiful, cell towers, they have these, what do you call those towers? Where they catch signals. What do you call them? Cell towers, no? What do you call them? Cell towers? So it's
Satellite towers?
yeah, satellite towers.
Satellite towers.
Satellite towers, right? So we become that satellite tower for Baba. Then we are nobody and no one. Yeah? Because I have zero identity with anything that the mind says. So it can do its own talk, but I'm busy with Baba. I, the being. Now Baba will use you. It's like you experience him between every word. 2 words, Baba is there with you. You're listening to the words, Baba is there between the words you're listening to. Those words are just tools. What is in between that is what really is of significance. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So then, in the same way, in a play, each actor has to rehearse beforehand. So we are rehearsing here. We are rehearsing whilst listening and talking, how to stay combined with him. That's the rehearsing we are doing here. Right? So as I'm speaking, can I experience? I'm speaking whilst I'm sitting in Baba's, no personal agenda of Rini wanting to give this particular thing today in the class. No personal agenda. If it comes and it strikes, yes, you open and you share, but there's no personal agenda there. Yeah? It is just Baba and I, and whatever Baba you want to touch, whatever this mind knows, it's all surrendered to you. You can delete, you can add whatever you want to do with it. You do what you want to do with it. Yeah? The being is an empty blank slate for you. Because now I'm so separate from the mind, independent of the mind. Independent of all the old sanskars, independent of anything. I'm just for you. So now you use. So then that sense of doership also kind of dissolves in that. Now it's not mind talking. Mind can also do all this talking. Is your sense of being you is zero or not? That will determine it. What do you really know yourself to be? That will determine it. Yeah? So in the same way, in order for you, lovely flower, to pass the difficult exam that is to come, child, you definitely have to rehearse beforehand with the power of yoga with Baba, in brackets. However, if you haven't made this effort over a long time, child, then you will be nervous and fail at that time. which means you get trapped in the mind identity, in the person identity. Yeah? This is why you first have to make your divine foundation firm and be those with divine foundations and divine virtues. Right? So this one thing becomes very clear. Everything in the outside world is in divine order. There's nothing to change. But internally, there's also a divine order in whatever is happening in the mind. Because Baba loves this drama that is recorded in your mind. He loves it. Do you love the drama that is recorded in your mind?
Now starting to love. Earlier used to hate.
Very good. Starting to love. Very good. Yeah, love it. Even if it's a tsunami, love it. Or silence, love it.
Seems like it's become super active.
It's become super active, love it. Your nature is being love. That's your fragrance. Yeah. Time for popcorn. Love the movie of the mind, exactly. Time for popcorn with Baba. Watch the movie of the mind with Baba. You can be very, this is the lightheartedness of the soul, no? Yeah.
Didi, another thing you told, na, shared that between the words, I have Baba is there. So that this one is feeling very, very subtle thing. Right now, that this one has never experienced that thing. Means
Mhm.
I did not pay attention to that.
Okay. So now we will pay attention to it. Yeah. And you will find even words are spoken while sitting in his lap and what he wants you to speak. Because you, the being, has no words. You, the being, has no sound. You, the being, has no vocabulary. You, the being, has no thoughts to have a vocabulary or vocabulary to have thoughts, right? You're just silent one. So you're using Baba's vocabulary. Baba is giving it to you. Yeah? That is what.
Didi, another thing this one faces while sitting in silence, when I do whole day this one does the household work, then it is fine. The attention is clear that yeah, these thoughts are coming, I'm paying attention. But when this one sits in silence, what this mind is more attentive. No, I will not give any thoughts, as if it is blank completely. Then struggle comes, like mind traps this one, and then struggle comes. Oh, why nothing is coming on the mind screen? Please show. Then Baba के साथ नहीं रह के उसमें indulge कर लेता है mind. This thing also happens.
And if nothing is coming, that's also a no experience is also an experience, right? Nothing is coming, that's okay too. That's okay too. We are not wanting something to come. But if something pops up on that blank screen, let's see it with Baba. Right?
Okay, but this one had the idea that if nothing is seeing on the screen, that means I'm not connected with Baba or I'm not with Baba.
No, it's like you and Baba together. The screen is blank. There's nothing coming on the screen, and that's fine.
That is also okay.
That's also okay. Anything, it can give you any kind of experience. That is why this attachment to experience has to be observed very clearly. Yeah. Because there is a lot of experience attachment. And that is why there's such a partiality towards experiences that the mind has, which we were discussing in the morning, no? That, oh, this one had such a good experience. Oh, this one's experience is not so good. No. It is just a matter of interest is in the observer or the experiences that the observer is having. Where is the interest?
On the observer.
Yeah. And that is what is important. So then you will find there's equal respect for all the beings. No one will look more important to you than the other. Just because somebody was sharing their experience beautifully doesn't mean that they are better than the one who can't share, may not have that skill to share. But that does not mean they're any less important than the one who had that skill to share experience. Does that make sense? I'm sure there are many souls in the world who do not have the skill to share. And their internal effort is absolutely amazing, but only Baba knows. Possible? Only Baba knows about them. They may not ever be seen by the world, but only Baba knows. Dadi Gulzar was once asked, who did you see? And there that soul saw, yeah, Baba's teachings are very beautiful. And there Dadi, saw some faces also of the bodily faces in the whatever Baba showed her. And she said she could not recognize a single face with those who would come with Brahma Baba. She could not recognize a single face. So we don't know who's coming with Brahma Baba playing that part with Sri Krishna. So it's not about, oh, who can share the experience beautifully. We don't care about that. We are just sharing so that one can understand how the Gyan is understood. Maybe somebody has that skill, so you're asking them to use that skill to make that clear, but that they are not becoming better than anybody else because of that. No. Not at all. Never. Does that make sense? Real Purusharth only Baba will know. Nobody will know except you and Baba. Yeah. So that is why Baba is saying that in a play, each actor has to rehearse beforehand in order to play the part he has received well. In the same way, in order for your lovely flowers to pass the difficult exam, rehearse with the power of yoga. This is why you first have to make your divine foundation firm and be those with divine virtues, child. By remaining stable in the stage of being an embodiment of knowledge, you automatically have the stage of being an embodiment of peace. So the one whose embodiment of knowledge is automatically embodiment of peace, because he is not affected by the dichotomy of the mind. He's not affected by the duality of the mind.
Is the date of Murli?
It's the same Murli from yesterday.
Yesterday.
Does that make sense now? So that is why Baba is saying, by remaining stable in the stage of being an embodiment of knowledge, you automatically have the stage of being an embodiment of peace. So when knowledgeful child sits together to listen to a Murli, an atmosphere of peace is created all around them. Because when they listen to elevated versions, these penetrate deep inside them. I'll read this again. When knowledgeful souls sit together to listen to a murli, an atmosphere of peace is created all around them. Because when they listen to elevated versions, these penetrate deep inside them. So, as a soul who knows nothing is sitting with Baba. Baba, you make me listen to what you want me to listen to. You make me understand that which is relevant to me, the being of light. Yeah? Yes. Anybody? Was saying something? Okay. So what is relevant to me? According to you, that you think is the right thing for me, the being, to stay with you at all times. You give me that. True? So we sit together, we study together, but each one will take what is relevant to them. Somebody's mic is... Thank you. Yeah? Is that clear? So each one will get something different. And that is exactly what you need to get from the Murli. It's not what Rini, the person identity, wants to give you. No, it's what you need to take, you take. According to what Baba and you want. You, the soul, need according to Baba. Yeah? So that is why Baba is saying, in the same way, in order for you, lovely flowers, by remaining stable in the stage, you will, the Murli's elevated versions, they will penetrate deep inside you. Because of going deep into them, you experience deep, sweet silence, which means Murli's words take you beyond the words. Murli's sound of words takes you in your silence. Yeah? So for this, you don't have to sit and make any special effort, but just by being stable in a stage of knowledge, you automatically develop this virtue. Yeah? You automatically develop this virtue. Like this one has seen, there have been two different types of souls in the class. They both called up. One said, when you use the word constant, it's too much pressure for me. Yeah? And the other one said, when you use the word constant, I love it. Two different souls take two different things, depending on who's listening. Because constant words helps me understand my changeless self. That was their way of seeing. And the other one was like, when you say constant and I feel too much pressure, I have to pay so much. I can't always be constant, but I get trapped and I this and that, this and that. But do you see? Are they both right? Yes. Are they both taking what is according to their Purusharth is right for them? Yes. Is one better than the other? No. Is one more right over the other? No. In both, I have to do my own checking. Is my love for both equal? That is what is most important. Or is my mind having a different commentary for this one and a different commentary for that one? And am I detached from both? That is more important to me. Each one will take what they need to take. That's not my lookout. That's between God, the teacher, and their student. For me, it is more important my own checking. Exactly. It's not about what anybody thinks, oh, it's so good or not so. I don't care. I'm just here to serve myself. That is all I'm here for. And be combined with Baba in different variety actions that you perform. So it's a rehearsing, you know. So much talking. Are you still able to stay combined with Baba? That to me is my only focus. That whilst you're talking so much, Baba is using this voice, this mouth, nothing, body is not mine, voice box is not mine. Is that very clear? How often are you slipping into being Rini? Or how often are you aware of being that person identity separate from you and then letting Baba take over? This is all rehearsing that is happening here. Yeah. It's all self-service. Service, Baba will do the rest. The moment you sit here, I am serving, you're sitting with a burden of responsibilities on your head. It would be impossible for me to sit twice a day here. If I was sitting here with a burden of responsibility, oh my God, I have to take care of all these souls. That would be too much for me. Baba is a teacher, and we are all his students. We are all learning from him. We are all working together with him. You know? So then by stabilizing, now at that time your stage has to be that of being completely beyond. That is being zero. And now you will take a pure thought from Baba. Is it okay now to take a pure thought from Baba? Once you're being beyond sound, beyond words, beyond thoughts, now you stabilize and you take original pure thoughts. All other thoughts are quietened automatically. And your mind becomes peaceful also. So you definitely need that power to be able to control, means to not get identified with your mind. Yeah? To be able to observe your mind in a detached way. So for this, you the
Sister,
soul. Yes?
can you repeat this sentence again?
Which sentence?
Just now you spoke.
Okay. All right. So Baba said, then by stabilizing in your original pure thoughts. So first you go completely beyond, which is the state of being zero. Then you stabilize using Baba's one thought, that original thought of Baba, that pure thought from Baba. Then all the other thoughts are quietened automatically and mind becomes peaceful also. But you definitely need the power to be able to be an observer of your mind. Control means to be observing the mind in a detached way. That is the way the soul controls the mind. To be the observer in a detached way from its absolute space, observing the duality of the mind. Is that okay, Daljit?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, sister.
So for this, you the soul, one who's beyond, we're clarifying it. You are the embodiment then of pure thoughts, right? For your aim means I now wear the costume of Baba's thoughts and bring them into action. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay.
That's
So
clear.
So when your intellect has yoga, when you the soul, when Baba is saying your means, see, by default, the Rini person identity can listen. But when the soul's intellect has yoga, according to Baba's discipline, then the soul will naturally have the stage of being free from any other thoughts. Naturally will have this stage. Free from any thoughts means free from any identity with the entire script in the mind. Acha? So just as you constantly have love for the Father in one eye and the awareness of the service given to you by Baba in the other eye, what is that service that Baba has given you? In the same way, along with being a loving image, now also be an image of power. What is the service that Baba has given you, the duty?
For us to stay in our truth, to know who we are,
Yeah.
and to always remember Baba.
Absolutely. That's your only duty. Be available for him. Your only duty. You have no other duty. Doesn't matter how imperfectly you're performing that duty, just perform your own duty. Don't look at others' duties. Yeah? Doesn't matter how perfectly they're performing, it's imperfect for you, it's not right for you. This is something which is said in Gita of Bhakti Marg. You perform your own duty of taking care of own you. Yeah? So that's why Baba is saying that in the same way, along with being a loving image, love with power. So not love that is subservient or love that is powerless, but love with authority, love with power. Yeah? Where you can speak with authority, but there is purity in your authority. Yeah? Because sometimes some people say, no, some souls ask this question, love means and everybody can walk all over me like a doormat? This question is asked. What would you say? The one who's in truth can ever be a doormat?
No.
No. They would be love with power. Who feels like a doormat? The person identity who wants to maintain peace in the house so that there is no battle in the house. So just to keep peace in the house, I stay quiet. Now, is that love and peace?
No.
Can there be peace just with your silence of your mouth? Maybe artificially it can be there, but can there really be peace with just the silence of your mouth? And internally you're like, oh my God, I have to be quiet. Otherwise there'll be another fight.
When you are with Baba, there is internal peace. You love everybody.
Yeah.
That from within,
Yeah.
not artificial.
Yeah. Because they say that then what? Am I a doormat? This question is asked. There is power in truth. There is love, humility, and power in truth. Where you need to speak, the words will come without blaming the other. That energy of blame won't be there in that. That energy of judgment won't be there in their words because you've already checked it at the level of your thoughts. And you have not mixed it with your feelings, pure feelings. So when your words are spoken, they're spoken from that pure feelings, not with the mixed. बोल तो softly रहे हैं, speaking softly, but there's internally mixed stuff going on in there because I was not detached from my mind. Does that make sense? So you can even speak with words of authority. No, I would like it to be done this way. You can speak it that way. But in that liking, it's Baba's liking to be done this way.
Even we will see everyone the way Baba sees. Even we will talk also the way Baba talks to us.
Yeah, absolutely. So we see Baba's love is love with authority in Murlis, no? So all well as love, let your words be filled with such power that you are able to penetrate anyone's heart. A mother teaches her child with whatever words that are needed, but because of her love, those words do not feel harsh or bitter. So you can give instructions, you can give guidance. It doesn't mean I don't speak only. I let them do whatever they are doing. No, but at the same time, yeah, like sunflower always turns towards sun, we are Baba's flowers who constantly turn towards Baba. Absolutely. And then Baba will pull you out against all the doubts in your mind and show you your truth, like that, against the gravity of ego. Right? That's the beauty of the physical sun. It pulls the trees against the gravity of earth towards itself. And Baba does the same. So a mother teaches her child with whatever words that are needed. But because of her love, those words do not feel harsh or bitter. In the same way, tell everyone the true knowledge in clear words. However, let those words be filled with love and you will become an embodiment of success. So you're not mincing words. You're giving knowledge. Automatically, if you're connected with Baba, automatically knowledge will be given in the right way. Yeah, you will not dilute the knowledge. Like when I was asked a question on purity, and the first time the beginner's class Baba was doing through this instrument, and the question was asked on purity. I was told that don't talk about purity so openly. Yeah. But automatically it felt like I am betraying if I'm not. I have to let them know that no, purity is the foundation of this knowledge. Yeah. But of course, you are seeing them as those pure, loving beings who have that power of purity. And it's not like, and then you will give them the knowledge of purity based on how you can work around it and with it. But you don't hide it. Yeah. So anybody wants to say anything at this point? I will have to be leaving early because there's meditation at the center for the next week or so. So anybody wants to share anything at this point? I don't want to start another Murli, but anything you want to add, subtract, anything. It's always good to hear others also speaking.
Sister Baba, when he talks to us, he's also using the words as tools, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. He himself is the ocean of silence, but he uses the words as tools. But he never forgets these are just simply tools. They're just words. They're not your truth. They're pointing at your truth. Anybody wants to share anything? No?
Om Shanti, sister.
Shanti?
Yeah, actually, when I came into Gyan, I had a whole number of friends, who walked into Gyan. But when they were sternly told about purity, they all left.
Mhm.
So is it right to mention it or take away Baba's children from Gyan just because they're not into purity initially?
Okay, very good question. So this one would say it's important to mention purity because that's the very foundation of it. But then, as we said, that it's important to kind of also let them know how to work with it. If there's one side of the party which is not very much in that, right? So we kind of help them see how to work with it also. But it's important to mention it. Yeah. And also important to understand that those who are supposed to be in Gyan, they will never leave. See, you stayed, no? How come you stayed?
I'm too much in love with Baba, I guess.
Yeah. And that's the thing. And that's the thing. Those who have to stay will stay. And those who don't have to stay, they will leave anyways. If not now, then a little later. So you can't dilute Baba's Gyan because of the fear that the mind may carry. That, oh, what if they leave Gyan? That is an ego satisfaction. Oh, I was giving the course, how many stayed and how many did not stay. All of that will come into picture. Yeah.
Sister, just one humble submission here regarding purity. Like here also, there were so many schools. Like in our school, when I discussed about purity, they said that is the only reason we don't want to join Brahma Kumari, because they treat their husbands and wives also as brothers and sisters. Otherwise, rest of the teaching is very good.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, you at least start with Gyan. Don't worry about purity. That will eventually happen. Surrender that thought to Baba, and it will eventually happen.
Yeah.
I also, when I joined Brahma Kumari, I was not in pure form. That
Yeah.
purity I did not maintain. But
Yeah.
as I kept on surrendering, it eventually happened.
Yeah. And that
So
is what
if
we
we
tell them. We do mention purity, but then we tell them how to work with it with your own stage.
yeah.
Yeah. That is important also.
Yeah.
But
So
does
many of them, they have joined, but they know that right now they are not maintaining purity. That celibacy is not there. But then they know that yes, eventually it will happen. That awareness is there with
Yeah.
them, I believe.
Yeah. And more your own smriti is opening up to be a bodiless point of light. Automatically, these things will happen. Yeah, but it's important to mention it for sure. Because it's
Even not only that, sister, celibacy. I mean, if we talk about other vices also, like Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Ahankar, they are also vices. For that also, the dealing is the same.
it's
Why
not
to take?
personally this
That
never
also is kept on
introduce them
surrendering.
as vices. One just tells them that it's not a vice in that sense, but it's a old habituated conditioned mind. Yeah. And that
Yes, right.
that aspect of the script is not serving us anymore. We are just writing a different destiny now, so we are using it in a different way. Instead of making any judgment about right or wrong, it's more like giving it to them from the aspect of day and night. Day and night both are important. Right now it's time to wake up, so we are using those which are helping you wake up. Does that make sense?
Yeah. We can say also that these are not the quality of the soul, those vices. They're the qualities of the
Yeah.
body.
Once you start the
So,
course, then there are many things you tell them.
yeah, right, sister, right, correct.
There are many things you tell them in the course. You don't make it sound difficult at all, but you do make it sound that whenever possible, it will happen. But it is an important foundation. But at the same time, it's like a paradox again. It's important, and yet it's something you need to work with. It may not happen overnight, but it's important. Both are there.
Initially, sister, I think,
And,
souls don't have so much power or the courage to, accept it.
Yeah.
And initially, only they want to break off because they feel, this journey is very tough. But initially, that's why probably I think you were told not to mention it, because once they gather that strength from Gyan and are in love with Baba, maybe they can take up that next step. Is that what it is? Or
Again, each one's approach will be different and each one's way of doing things will be different for sure. For this one finds, give it in such a way that it is palatable. And when you are yourself in that smriti with Baba, and in that smriti you are letting Baba give it, let it be given. But make them understand it's not like you can't start your journey without it. You start walking the path and it will automatically, naturally start happening. And let it happen naturally. It's not something that is forced. That is what this one at least likes to definitely mention it. But not forced upon you. We always give the example of doctors' do's and don'ts. Doctor will give you the whole prescription of this should be done and this should not be done. You start somewhere. Start somewhere. Actually, they don't allow Madhuban. If you can't visit Madhuban, I mean, for Baba Milan, unless you are practicing purity 100%. Okay? All right. But it's fine. But just understand, be gentle and be patient on your journey. Yeah? That's the nature of the being. More bodiless state you are in, automatically all these things happen. Okay? So doctors' do's and don'ts are there. Start somewhere. Start listening to Murli, start Gyan, and see where it takes you. More and more connection with Baba. As Baba said today, if you're more and more connected with bodiless Father, you will experience your bodilessness. Okay? Om Shanti.
Shanti. Thank you, sister.
Thank you.
Thank you, Baba.
Thank
Om
you.
Shanti
Baba.
Didi. Thank you.
Thank you, Baba.
Thank you, sister. Thank you, Baba.
Thank you so much.
Om Shanti. Angel.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti Didi.
Shanti. So there was a question, and that question was very useful for everyone. So thought we'll take it in the class. And the question was, do you want to say the question? Or, okay, all right. So the question is, when you're sitting in meditation at Amrit Vela and you're talking to Baba, you do need words. So that was like, you do need pointers, even if those pointers are, who am I? And then the answer from Baba is that I am a body, you are a bodiless being of light. And there's nothing wrong with using the pointers, but understanding the words themselves have no life. Yeah? Understanding the words are only given the meaning you are giving. Yeah? You, the being. Your silence is giving meaning to those words. Your attention is giving meaning to those words. Words by themselves have no life and no meaning. Yeah? So which is why just knowing first that I am that silent being who does not need words. But because I want to have a heart-to-heart conversation, because I'm using the body, I'm using the tools of the mind and body, so I can use them, not a problem. Yeah, but first, let the anchor of who you are be so subtle that where you know I don't need these words, but just for the sake of fun, I'm using it. Yeah? For the sake of fun, I'm using words. Because I can either have silent vibrational connection with Baba or I can have a conversation. But to have a conversation, I will need words. Yeah? Not need, but I mean, it's like, you know, when you want to dance, you need music. So but it's not like if you don't have music to dance, you can't exist. No. So let that clarity be there. That the being that is communicating with Baba, does that being need the words to exist? Does that being need the body to exist? Let that be very clear first. And then use words. Yeah? And it's a very beautiful thing at confluence age that you can have with Baba. Conversations, heart-to-heart conversations. But be zero first. Right? Baba said today, be that zero, then you can be the hero actor. Yeah, today's blessing. Being zero means what? Absolute. Your absolute truth. Yeah? An absolute...
Didi, but for that also sometimes this needs, like as a beginner, this needs that, yes, to reach that stage. Like yesterday you did wonderful about silence, to sit in silence with Baba, but to reach this, our mind has the tendency, I have to reach that silent stage. So for that, I have to go through these steps.
That's what the mind feels. It is always looking for first step, second step, third step, fourth step. Yeah, that's how mind functions, logical mind, right? It needs steps. And that is okay to begin with, but it can itself become a handicap.
Yes.
Yeah, it can itself become your handicap. So I personally never used any steps. So I can't profess to share steps with you because I just doesn't work here. Yeah. But the only thing that really does help this one to know, this being to know that I am changeless. I am Adhar Murt, which means I don't need anything to be that Adhar Murt. You have to need no support except the support of one. Yeah. So I don't need the support of my mind. I don't need the support of my intellect and my sanskars. I just first need to know I exist. Then I use everything. Be that zero first. Yeah.
So to be that zero also, I need some pointers.
You don't need pointers. Yeah.
Yes.
You, the being, don't need pointers, but you can use the pointers. You, the zero, can use pointers. Otherwise, who's that I who's needing pointers? Is somewhere it's still this self-image. I don't need, but I'm using. Like Baba said today, no? It's like Baba needs, he's saying, I need a body to give you the message. But does he feel that he feels dependent on it? No. But he does need the body, right? Something very similar. I, the soul, don't need words and don't need the body to exist, but I use the words. Yeah. Like before 2020, this one was existing even without the phone. I did not even know how to text. And the whole world was like, what's wrong with you? Yeah, you don't know how to text. And I really started using the phone only for seva, for nothing else. But I existed without the phone. For those who were really using the phone all the time, existence without the phone was unthinkable. Yeah. But now I use the phone all the time, but I'm not dependent on it. Because I know I exist, whether this exists or not, I exist.
So what is the beginning point, what you do? Like when you sit, what is your smriti at the beginning? Like for this one, as I told, I need pointers to this
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
So, but how do you do so that, please guide us so that this one will also start doing the same thing.
yeah. It is just the smriti is I am zero. This is my smriti. I don't need anything. The being, I'm not creating a thought. It's just a knowing. The being needs nothing, but the being loves using tools. So the being
Okay.
uses words, the being can use images, whatever the being wants, being can use. But just knowing I exist without anything. I,
Anything.
the being, exist. That is the
Okay.
very foundation. Then I use. Then Baba and I converse. I love conversing with Baba. As you know, you've seen, I mean, we've shared that in class.
Writing.
One loves conversing with Baba. But who is loving conversing with Baba? Who does not need words, who does not need thoughts, who does not need body, who does not need images, who does not need anything. That one. Who does not need the movement of the body either to feel alive. Yeah. That one. Just like Baba. We have to copy Baba, and that's it. Baba comes, Baba uses this physical matter, Baba uses words, Brahma's mind to get the language, because he has no language of his own. He has no mind where there's a language. It's just vibrations in his mind. The knowledge is in the form of knowing, but the words are given through Brahma's mouth. Right? So
Yes.
something very
Got
similar.
it.
Yeah?
Got it. Thank you, Didi. Thank you.
Mhm. It's actually not even a long awareness, I will tell you. The very second day of the Baba's Gyan, of getting introduction on God, it was like separation of the soul from the mind. Yeah, I'd shared that Madhuban experience, right? And that was just an experience of detached observers. You know that I exist. Hello. I mean, nothing matters. Today, body is moving, fine. If tomorrow it's bedridden, it doesn't matter. I still exist. The experience may be of a bedridden body. It doesn't matter. Or the experience may be of a dead brain. Doesn't matter. I exist. I exist. And that is the most important thing. I'm all important. I, the awareness, am all important. And within me, like in the ocean, there are waves. There are waves within me of thoughts, images, and everything. But I don't need it. It's just that knowing, that just zero. Zero. Be that zero. Be that silence that you are. Yeah. Now play. Sound. But in that zero, you are really knowing your absolute form. That is very important. Because we say absolute, we use the word absolute. Mind can also use the word absolute, but it will continue to identify with, it's like, yes, I am restful, but I'm feeling restless. Then where are you absolute? I can talk a talk. We are not talking a talk. We are living that talk. We are living that being that I am. So it's not about giving a lecture or giving a class. It is about, even vast one is, that's why Baba's company is the only thing that will help you be in the absolute. Soul by itself cannot be in the absolute. You need Baba. Because our mind is too caught up today in duality of everything. Yeah. So I really need to know Baba as Baba is. And who is Baba? What is Baba? What is he like? What is Baba like?
He is absolute.
He's absolute.
Absolute.
He is absolute. He is absolute. He's not judging my thinking. He's really not judging at all. Not my thinking, he's not judging mind's thinking. MINDS. He's not judging mind's thinking. But I have a judger sitting here who's constantly judging the thinking in the mind. But Baba is not judging. So with Baba, I can see the judger also and its judgments. Yeah, with Baba. So I'm in my absolute. Yeah, I need Baba in every little moment. Otherwise, nothing works. Nothing will work without him. So better to know it and eat a humble pie. Hmm? Nothing will work without him. So just the soul floating somewhere alone in the sky doesn't work for me, at least. It is Baba and I combined. And I, the being combined, can be anywhere with him. And I am just in my powerful state of being that truth then. Just with him. That's it. And then from there, you can experience your pure feelings to be yours, and the impure ones can be on the side. You're not judging them. You're not trying to change them. There's nothing to change them. You're just living what Baba is feeling true to be yours and to be you. Yeah? So easy, no? Just one understanding. You are like Baba and Baba is with you. You're never alone, combined with him. He's seeing in your absolute form with no duality of the mind attached to you. So more you're with him, more you will feel that separation happening from the old sanskars, old nature, old way of seeing, old way of being. Automatically it will start to happen in his company. Yeah? So do you want me to read today's blessing then, in that case? That will make it even more clear. Every day at Amrit Vela, let various points for zeal and enthusiasm emerge in your intellect, the soul's intellect, for the whole day. From each day's Murli, note down the points for zeal and enthusiasm. For these various points will increase your zeal and enthusiasm. It is human nature to like variety. And so whether you churn points of knowledge or have a heart-to-heart conversation, be the zero in various forms. Yeah? So you're playing variety parts and variety roles, but you are zero that is playing those variety roles, interacting with variety thoughts, variety feelings, variety emotions in the mind. But you are that zero. Yeah? Various forms, and remain aware of your hero part. You will then be full of zeal and enthusiasm, and all obstacles will finish easily. So the soul that is with Baba will be beyond right and wrong. Is anything right and wrong for you? Yesterday we read that Murli. Anything right and wrong for anybody? Or everything is perfect and accurate, including your mind's restlessness or change, I would say rather. Yeah. Not just in words, but in your real understanding and experience. Yeah. Part of the grand script. Yeah. Yeah. Like today, I will say this one's mind today was a renegade, altogether renegade. A renegade means a betrayer, something that wants to betray and wants to protest. So today the mind was on protestation parade all day today. This one was just not trying to fix it. I'm completely prior to and before and beyond the mind. Just bringing this image and this story and that story, whatnot it was doing today. Okay, today mind is feeling very sick. It's okay. It's all right. It's fine. Mind sickness is not me. It doesn't want to serve today, so that's okay too. Does it have to serve me? Today, it doesn't want to be a server. It just wants to be that stubborn child. Let it be. It's okay. I'm just enjoying Baba's company. Yeah. There will be days when it will be like that. There will be days. Be prepared.
So even if it told you not to do a certain thing, you were still doing it.
Yeah. It can say many things. I'll just do what Baba tells me. I don't care what mind speaks. I'll do what Baba tells me. That is what. So I'm not trying to fix it or heed attention to it or, trying to calm it down. Please calm down. Oh, poor child, please calm down. No, I have no time for it. I'm the patient being. Today it wants to cry and let it cry. Today it wants to scream, let it scream. I'm with Baba. I'll do what Baba wants me to do and what Baba wants me to feel as my truth. So I could see again and again, Baba was bringing my attention back to himself again and again. And he's like, leave the mind to me. You just keep bringing your attention back to me. You keep looking at me. Don't look at the mind, look at me. And then a little bit later again, don't look at the mind, look at me. It's like that throughout the day. And it's like Baba is saying, but look, the one who's looking at the mind, it's still you. And the one who's looking at me, it's still you. The you has not changed. Yeah. It's just your attention is moving from the mind to me. The light of your attention. That you is still you. That changeless, perfect, God-like being, Baba's dearest child. That is still you. But just because mind is telling you something else, you don't listen to it. Because I'm not interested in what it's saying. I can see today it's not in a good mood. And it wants to be some self-image, it wants to keep painting about something or the other. It wants to keep painting some image or the other. No interest. Then Baba said, little bit you will see and you will see, oh wow, it's quite a lot it's speaking. And then the soul even told Baba, Baba, it is quite stimulating. Do you see how much interest there is in this mind? I mean, it's quite colorful, Baba. And it's like you can see Baba smiling, it's like Baba's invisible smile. And Baba's like, just look at me. Don't worry about anything. Just look at me. So you're using words, but those words are not, but there's a very deep awareness. These words are simply tools. These words are not me. There's a very clear awareness of it. I am zero. I have nothing. I have no words, no movements, no sound, nothing. Yeah. So do you see how your reference point, your anchor is very, very subtle. It's not even the letter I. It's not even that. But you're using the letter I also. Nothing wrong with I. Nothing wrong with mine, as long as it's used in the right way. With I, the soul, and Baba, mine. Then there's nothing wrong with I and mine. Yeah. So there will be days. Love it. Enjoy it. Yeah. Yesterday was the opposite. Today's opposite. Mind is doing something else only. So what? Doesn't matter. Renegade is it the word? Yes, renegade. Renegade is like I don't know, but something that betrays and wants to kind of constantly deceive you, like that. So that's why Baba is saying. So